As you remember, there are two ways to change hair color: temporarily by adding pigment, or permanently by adding and/or removing pigment. Let's look at the three basic steps needed to create a new hair color. Remember, natural melanin plus artificial pigment equals final color result. First, determine a client's existing level and tone using color swatches. Next, determine the client's desired level and tone. Consider the porosity. Determine whether you need to go lighter, darker, or remain in the same level and just change the intensity. And finally, choose the formula. The formula may include one or more colors, developer, and/or lightener. Hair color manufacturers offer products in 5 general categories: non-oxidative colors, oxidative colors, lighteners, developers, and other color products. Non-oxidative colors are not mixed with a developer and are applied directly to the hair. They can be temporary or semi-permanent. Temporary colors last only from shampoo to shampoo. They are non-reactive direct dyes. That means there are no chemicals needed to develop them. Temporary colors contain large color molecules that coat only the surface of the cuticle, which creates a physical, not a chemical change to the hair. Since temporary colors do not contain aniline derivative substances, no patch or predisposition test is required. Temporary hair colors do not require rinsing. You simply dry and style as desired. Semi-permanent colors use a direct dye process. They need no mixing and can be used straight from the bottle. These colors contain small and large color molecules. The small color molecules are able to penetrate the cuticle layer and enter the cortex. These colors do not alter the hair. They can only deposit color and cannot lighten hair. A wide range of semi-permanent colors are glosses or color enhancers that can create subtle or dramatic color changes. Depending on the color chosen, these colors will fade, leaving no line of demarcation. Retouches are not required. Although not mixed with a developer, a patch test for allergic reactions must be given if the product contains an aniline derivative ingredient. Oxidative colors are mixed with a developer to create a chemical change that has a longer lasting effect. Oxidative colors can deposit color only, or lift and deposit color in a single process. Long-lasting semi-permanent colors, also known as oxidative colors without ammonia, use a low-volume peroxide to develop the color molecules and aid in the color processing. They contain small color molecules. Once they enter the cortex, some of them join together, which prevents them from escaping. These products contain very little or no ammonia and are designed to deposit color or add tone to the hair. Permanent hair colors are mixed with hydrogen peroxide and can both lift natural pigment and deposit artificial pigment. Permanent hair colors contain small, colorless molecules that become colored when mixed with hydrogen peroxide. Once they are applied to the hair, the oxidative color swells the hair strand. The small color molecules enter the hair with the aid of an alkaline substance such as ammonia. Then, as they oxidize in the cuticle and cortex, they link or couple together to form a permanently colored molecule. When this happens, they are permanently anchored in the hair. The combination of ammonia and hydrogen peroxide in permanent hair colors allows them to add tone or darken the hair or lighten and deposit color in a single process. As the name implies, permanent colors are permanent. However, artificial pigment can be removed with a color remover or dye solvent. Once removed, the hair may be recolored as desired. Toners are light pastel colors used to tone pre-lightened hair. These colors are used to deposit color and neutralize unwanted pigment remaining after pre-lightening, such as brassy golds or yellows. If the hair is porous or damaged, it will require a filler. Fillers come in a variety of colors and are generally chosen to replace the missing primary color. There are 2 types: conditioning and color fillers. Fillers can be applied directly to the hair prior to the color application to create an even base color, or they can be mixed with a color formula. Concentrates, intensifiers, pigments, and drabbers are products that give the colorist the flexibility to increase the vibrancy of a color formula or to neutralize tones. Lighteners or bleaches are products used to remove or diffuse melanin. They can be used to create the final color result or to create a new pigment on which to build the final hair coloring. Lighteners utilize ingredients such as ammonia and peroxide to facilitate the oxidation process. When this mixture is added to the hair, it penetrates the cortex, causing the melanin to break into smaller pieces before removing or diffusing the color. The longer the solution remains in contact with the hair, the more the melanin changes. Dark hair goes through approximately 10 levels of decolorization. The main degrees of decolorization to look for are red orange, orange, yellow orange, or gold, yellow, and palest yellow. Hair should never be lightened to white, as this would cause extreme damage. A toner applied to over-lightened hair may make the hair appear ashy or gray, since most of the warm tones are missing. If the desired result is different from what can be achieved with decolorizing alone, color can be applied to recolorize the hair to the shade desired. This process involves two steps. First, the hair is decolorized or pre-lightened to the desired degree. Then the hair is recolorized to create the final color result. Developers are oxidizing agents used with demi-permanent and permanent colors, lighteners, and toners. Hydrogen peroxide is the most commonly used developer or oxidizing agent in hair coloring products. Its pH is between 2.5 and 4.5. It needs to be mixed with ammonia or other alkaline compounds to become active. In the United States, developers are measured by volume, such as 10 volume, while in Europe they are measured by percentage, such as 3%. The strength of peroxide you choose for your color formula will depend on the amount of lift or deposit you desire. The most common strengths are 10 volume, 20 volume, 30 volume, and 40 volume. Generally, with lower volumes, less or no lift is achieved. With higher volumes, more lift will be achieved. Never go beyond the manufacturer's recommendations for the strength of hydrogen peroxide in a formula, as it may cause damage to the hair and chemical burns to the skin and scalp. And always mix peroxide in a glass or plastic bowl. Never use a metal bowl, since it may cause the peroxide to become weak. Vegetable, metallic, and compound dyes are the least common types of hair coloring products used in the salon today. Refer to your textbook for more information on these products. Hair color services require a selection of products, implements, and equipment. Your textbook has a complete list of these hair color essentials. Be sure to study it. There are 3 areas of a hair strand that are important in defining application techniques. They are the base, mid-strand, and ends. The basic hair color application techniques are base to ends, mid-strand to ends, then base, and base. A base to ends application is used when you want to add tone or darken the existing color. It's also known as a virgin darker technique. To lighten the existing color, the mid-strand to ends, then base technique is used, which is also known as a virgin lighter technique. The color or lightener is first applied to the mid-strand, generally ½ inch away from the scalp, then up to but not including any porous ends. The product is then applied to the base and porous ends later, since they will lighten faster. The base area lightens faster for 2 reasons. First, the new growth is not fully keratinized and is more receptive to chemical processes, and second, the heat from the scalp will accelerate processing time. A base application is used for a retouch. Color or lightener is applied to the new growth only to match the existing color. To maintain a consistent color and to prevent breakage, avoid overlapping product onto the previously colored hair. There are also special effects coloring techniques used to position lights and/or darks on the surface of the hair or to selected strands throughout the design. Freeform painting is a technique in which a brush is used to strategically position color or lightener on the surface of the hair. Depending on the colors, this can create a highlighted or low-lighted effect. Weaving and slicing techniques are generally used to add depth and dimension to the existing hair color. With the weave technique, a tail comb is used to weave out selected strands in an alternating pattern. These strands are then positioned over a piece of foil or thermal strip as the lightener or color is applied. The foil or thermal strip is then folded to isolate the selected strands and protect the untreated hair. The size of weave can be fine for a subtle effect and medium or thick for a more dramatic to chunky effect. With the slicing technique, the tail comb is used to part off a section of hair. This section is then positioned over a piece of foil or thermal strip as the lightener or color is applied. The size of a slice can also vary from fine to medium and thick. The finer the slice, the more blended the appearance. The thicker the slice, the more bold the color appearance. The cap method is another way to create highlights. A rubber cap with perforated holes is positioned on the head. Selected strands are then pulled through the holes with a crochet hook. The fewer the holes hair is pulled through, the more subtle the effect. The lightener or color is then applied to the selected strands and processed according to the manufacturer's directions. All coloring techniques require strict adherence to infection control and safety procedures. Your textbook provides a complete list of these procedures. A predisposition test, also called a skin or patch test, helps determine if the client is sensitive or allergic to certain hair color products that contain aniline derivatives. To perform a predisposition test, apply the same color formula to the skin that is intended for the hair color service. Product is applied behind the ear or on the inside of the elbow 24 to 48 hours before the hair color service. First, cleanse the test area. Then, apply the formula with a cotton swab and leave undisturbed for 24 hours. Analyze the results. If the results are positive, which would include signs of redness, swelling, and blisters, do not proceed with the service and have the client seek medical attention. If the results are negative, you may safely proceed with the service. Proper draping is required in order to protect the client's skin and his or her clothing. To drape the client, begin by turning their collar under if applicable. Then position a towel over the client's shoulders and cross it over in front. Next, position the cape over the towel and fasten. Finally, position a second towel over the cape. A preliminary strand test is a color test that is performed before the actual hair color service to determine several factors, including the formula and processing time to be used. To perform a preliminary strand test, isolate a small section of hair and position a piece of foil or thermal strip underneath the hair. Then, apply the intended color formula to the entire strand. Fold the foil to completely isolate the hair. After processing for the intended time, spray the hair with water and gently rub across the strand to remove the color with a towel. Analyze the results against a white towel. Document all information on the client record card, including any color formula adjustments that may be necessary. Strand testing during the color service will help monitor the color as it is processing. To perform a strand test, select a small strand of hair and position it on a towel. Spray it with water, then gently rub across the strand to remove the product. Analyze the results against a white towel. If the results are desirable, rinse accordingly. If not, continue processing. During consultation, be sure to use reflective listening, which involves repeating what your client has said to you to avoid any misunderstandings. Study your textbook for a complete guide on client consultation. Also, keeping accurate records is a must for successful ongoing hair coloring services and consistent chemical results. In addition, a client release statement may help the school or salon owner avoid retribution from any damages or accidents and may be required by some malpractice insurance providers. Once you learn the theory behind hair color, as well as basic hair color application techniques, you will be able to create an endless array of hair color designs for your clients. Temporary hair colors are usually applied to clean, towel-dried hair and remain on the hair until the next shampoo. The color may be applied directly from an applicator bottle onto the hair at the shampoo bowl area, or the color may be combed onto the hair for a blended effect.